The Bletchley Riddle by Ruta Sepetys and Steve Sheinkin. Chapter 1. Jacob. First things first. A riddle. A traveler crosses a border into enemy territory. We're talking ages ago, ancient times, warring kingdoms, that sort of thing. The traveler is stopped by soldiers. It's their job to make sure no one carries any secret messages. They search the man, strip him bare, run fingers through his hair. The man is clean. He pulls on his clothes, goes on his way. But he does have a hidden message. Where? I've given you a clue. No, it's not in his brain and not in his body, though that can work. It's a classic spy trick. There's this story from the American Revolution where a British spy is caught sneaking through American lines. The Yanks suspect him of carrying secrets. They force him to drink some horrid potion, and next thing you know, the poor chap's evacuating from both ends. Sure enough, out pops a silver bullet. This is no ordinary bullet. It's hollow and can be unscrewed. Inside is a folded note. But our traveler carries no such spy gadget. Our man continues his journey. He walks for hours. Finally, deep in the woods at an agreed-upon spot, he meets a rebel leader, an ally of his own king. The traveler asks for a very sharp knife. He lifts the blade to his head and begins to shave off his hair. The secret message is written on his scalp. I'll never forget telling my sister this one. Lizzie was 6 or 7, and for weeks she ordered every adult she saw to bend down so she could search their head for hidden writing. She informed Mr. Davis, our neighbor across the hall, that he could never, ever be a spy. Why not, he wished to know. She said, because you have no hair. Davies was put out terribly. Maybe he dreamed of becoming a spy. Maybe he was one. It's possible. A nice head of hair is not required these days. You see, people have come up with better ways to send secrets than writing them on each other's heads. Of course, the more cunningly the secrets are hidden, the harder people like me will work to find them.